My husband brought me to New Iberia 39 years ago, kicking and screaming from New Orleans. I didn't want to come at all, but he gave me 3 years to see if I liked it, and within 3 years I wouldn't move back. It wasn't until I moved to New Iberia that I saw that there was a place where I could be useful. And Cliff was the one who got me involved. They were forming the New Iberia Historic District Commission, the first one, and the Planning and Zoning Commission asked me to be their representative on that board, and that was the beginning of a lot of projects that I was involved in. Cliff Ocran had a sign committee, and the Planning and Zoning Committee appointed me to be a part of the sign committee, and we worked hard trying to keep jumbo billboards out from the middle of New Iberia, and we think it was really good for the city at the time. I opened Karen's Fine Framing in 2003, and I loved having the art gallery in my shop, but there's so many talented artists in New Iberia who at the time didn't have a place to show. And so my place was a hub for people interested in art, especially during the art walks. My husband and I decided to buy a small space downtown, and so we found a place that had a balcony, and to us that was the most important part of the location. Our balcony it's in an angle that looks down both ends of Main Street, and because of that we can't miss an event. We are involved in all the parades. We participate in the Gumbo Cook-Off, the Sugarcane Festival parades, the Mardi Gras parades. We try to decorate our balconies, the events that are going on in the city in a way that promotes the city. One day I happened to look out and I saw Paul Scheck-Snyder, Dan Spiller, I think Patrick Theriault, and Edward Landry standing in front of the property. They were talking about the idea of building a park there for George Rodrigue. And in no time, I got a phone call asking if I'd be interested in helping to form this park. We just hope that the park becomes a fixture in the city that tourists will come to and locals will enjoy. It warms my heart when I see people walking by taking pictures of themselves in front of all three sides. It's like something successful is there that the city deserves. The Optimist Club gave the park a generous donation because there's something in the park called an art arbor, and it's meant to hang art, and the Optimists wanted to be involved with that part of the park because they're involved with a lot of things that go on in schools, and the schools will know that there's a tie-in between their interest in the art and our space for the art in the park. James Lee Burke is the most famous writer from New Iberia, and he writes so much about New Iberia and our culture. And a group of people thought that it would be a good idea to have a statue of him somewhere in New Iberia. And so the funds have been raised, and we know that we are going to have a statue. There's an artist that's been picked to do it, and it's going to be placed by the Bulani Plaza across the street from Victor's. It's all in the making right now. We're real excited to have that be a part of New Iberia also. When I started my business, my Karen's Fine Framing and local art shop downtown, I became a member of the chamber, and I closed my shop when I became a grandmother. My granddaughter was in New Orleans and I wasn't the breadwinner, so I wanted to be there to be with her. And every year for her birthday, we come, and my family, I go buy all the Gumbo Cook-Off tickets I can afford to hand them all to my family members so they can buy gumbo instead of me having to cook for the birthday party. I think that the Gumbo Cook-Off is the best fundraiser for the chamber and a great place to show off New Iberia every year. And New Iberia has turned out to be a wonderful place for me to raise my family and for my husband to have success in his career, and I think it's a wonderful place for anybody to come and live amongst the live oaks in a family atmosphere and raise their kids the same way we have.